You don't hear you. Oh, man.
I feel like I just robbed a bank.
Holy shit.
Well, that's that. Now we just got one.
Done. We can go do this. That's outrageous.
What the?
Oh, yes. It feels so good.
Whoa! No! 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 Woo!
Yeah. So you're stuck with you're stuck with that.
Woo!
Hold on, it's gonna take a bit. So, for some reason, switching to this screen takes a little bit of time. Coach, you forgot your glasses, bro.
Wow.
I was trying to type it. Like at the last second, I was gonna type code. Put your glasses on, man.
My dear God. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Literally No Sense. This is our second episode, and we have an additional host. This awesome dude right there.
What guy?
Let's see. Who are you? And why are you here?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kodeten, and I'm here because Chaos likes my voice and it makes him moist.
Yes, that's it. It's not his voice that I like. It's that dongle dingle thing that's right at his mouth there that I like so much. Yes.
Again. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming back to the stream. We had a great first episode last weekend, and we're continuing on this weekend. We got lots and lots to cover. The first thing, as you can notice, is that right over here, we've got a little list of topics that we are going to be covering, and we're going to get right to it. The first topic is the upcoming releases. We got a few things going on. Now, we're in the upcoming releases. We're going to be covering any type of game releases, anything geek-wise that we
movie
enjoy.
releases and stuff like that. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
we're didn't we say that we're going to try to go like a week out? Is really we're going to try to cover either the week we're in or the week that's coming up. Wasn't that your plan? Or something along those lines.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we want to cover only what's in a week, because if we cover things that are 2 weeks out, then what are we going to cover next week?
Right?
All right. Let's go ahead and let's see. So first thing we got on the list is we got some Star Wars Battlefront. Now, it went through beta a little while back, and people were having a blast with it. Some of the maps a little bit one-sided, but otherwise, all in good fun. Let's go ahead and take these off. I can't see nothing. But it is scheduled to be released on the 17th, which is very, very soon. Very, very soon. And what else do we got going on, Chaos?
Looks like Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed looks like a great gaming franchise. I know a lot of people love it. It's going to be releasing on November 19th, 2015, so it's coming up here real quick. So that's something you need to look at. And then, it's actually Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And somebody should be throwing in a link there to Steam Powered, so you guys can go take a look at that. I also, do you want to take the last one there, Code? Do you see it there?
Yeah, I see it there, and
Okay.
I'm actually pretty excited for this because my wife got me into it. But the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's
yes.
showing up the 20th.
Mhm.
We're excited. I don't know how we're going to figure it out with little mini Code because he's not quite ready for theater yet. Probably going to shove him off on Grandma and go watch.
Yes,
You know what?
definitely.
I am totally into all of these Hunger Games series.
Mhm.
I didn't read the books, but I'm absolutely enjoying the movies tremendously.
You know,
So,
I read both.
okay.
Michelle and I both read the books, and they are superb books, and I highly recommend reading them. They're really good. The movies really don't do the books justice. There's a lot more information that goes on and stuff, but I think that this is just like the prequel to the big main event movie that's going to be taking place next month. But not, you don't understand what I mean. This is like the build up of hype.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And getting right into what we have as far as the next thing, we've got Rise of the Tomb Raider. Now, this is a great series that's been rebooted by Microsoft and the studios that are responsible for the Tomb Raider brand. It's been released on the Xbox One and the Xbox 360, available as of the 10th of November. The PC version will be available in early 2016, and then subsequently the PS4 version will come later in 2016. But this is a full reboot of the Tomb Raider franchise, and I've loved this franchise from the original Tomb Raider when it was like basically almost two-dimensional, and the platform where you got to jump up at certain things and escape different traps. The very first one I played with my wife, watching behind me. She literally sat behind me the entire time.
Really?
Watching me play. We would play it till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, with your wife sitting there parked behind you,
With
watching
my
you
wife
play the
sitting
thing.
right here. She had so much fun watching that with me. It was good fun.
You know,
So I was really excited. I mean, I played the new one, the new Tomb Raider, the previous one, and this is the second one. Now the whole storyline is based around Laura Croft trying to prove that her father was actually correct in his discoveries and his ideas of immortality, and there being a way to obtain that. And the Trinity, person slash society slash Illuminati, is the one that is trying to get there first, and so it's basically a race and a dodge from
can we
death
call
type
them
of
the
thing.
Truminati or the Treeminati or the Triminati?
There we got
The
the Trinati.
the Trinati. Okay, they're naughty. The Tri-naughty.
They're naughty.
Are you naughty? Are you the Tri-naughty?
But
All
this
right,
is
officially the Tri-naughty is what they're being called.
yes. But as you can see, this is actually one of the people that is representing the head of the Trinity, as you can see in the image right here. Have either of you guys heard of anything else about this?
Well, I actually watched like the first part of the gameplay, and one thing I want to note is that the graphics are freaking awesome. The graphics really, it's really looked like they finally come to the point to where there's some realism involved. I really actually felt invested in the characters specifically by looking at their graphics. It looked really good. I'm gonna have to say, as far as the gameplay realism is, I saw the part where she was like jumping from ice sheet to ice sheet and stuff like that. And, I'm just gonna, it seems, I know she's Laura Croft. I get this. And that's pretty much the only thing that kind of allows her to be a superhuman or whatever she is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but the graphics were beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I felt cold watching the first part of what she was going through, and it really looked incredible.
Yeah, definitely. The environmental effects, everything in regards to the game, like you said, the graphics are extreme, getting very much close to that photorealistic views when she's like crawling through some place and she's using her glow stick to light the way, and then all of a sudden something is right there. Scared the crap out of me. Even like watching, I like to watch the trailer videos like full screen so you get the real immersion, and I'd get scared all the time. But we're going to be visiting a lot of what is the environments that she is looking at for to find this life-giving or immortality. So we're going to spend a lot of time searching the world, going to different venues, and also fighting off the Trinity.
What is this image
but
right here that we're looking at right here?
this is actually, I'm not sure. This is one of the graphics. Thank you. This is one of the graphics that we actually see in the trailer video, which if somebody wants to post, that's more than helpful into the chat, and people can actually watch the trailer itself. But lots of cool stuff. I mean, it's the Tomb Raider franchise. It's right back to the running, gunning, shooting, crafting. It's a great mix of balances of things, and when this is actually released on PC, I will have more for you. I'll have more for you.
Okay. Chat was asking for head wound to be turned up. I went ahead and turned the overall thing up on my mixer because I'm assuming that may have been the problem. So let's see if we can get a report back and make sure that you're turned up a little bit. And I'm sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, when I look at my volume control in my system, I am almost peaking. So
yeah. Let me jack that up a little bit there. That should really do some good there.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can get a report back.
Okay. Testing 1 2 3. How's my audio doing?
Yeah, I'll pop over here.
How am I sounding? Am I sounding sexy enough? Should
you
I
are always sexy, sir.
So I can increase the bass.
Okay, so I'm getting reports that says it sounds good now. Yes, okay. So, Code, have you got any input on this? Did you take a look at anything, or do you have any input on Tomb Raider or anything?
Let me just say that I'm super excited for this. I played Tomb Raider, back in the PlayStation days and so on and so forth, when it was just, running around, like Headwound said, running around doing puzzles and escaping traps, and occasionally you pulled your guns out to defend yourself from a dinosaur, because that makes sense.
Oh no, Barney, run!
I am not ashamed to admit that I am actually not a fan of the original Tomb Raider series, and I think that these new games, the reboot, is actually what the series should have been. Because I understand, like, when the original Tomb Raider was created, for whatever reason, the kind of method, the MO, I guess it was, for games like this, was to build a character that the player could kind of, I don't know, write their own persona to. So she was just this completely silent protagonist. And I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. So I think, Tomb Raider is one of those games that is very good, but it needs some context. And the original games literally just shoved you into something, gave you no reason why you were there, and figure it out. And that's what I really didn't like about it. But these new games, I've watched my wife play the original Tomb Raider, or not the original, but the new reboot of Tomb Raider.
The original reboot, yeah.
Yeah, the original reboot of Tomb Raider. I'm probably going to end up picking it up. I really think they've done a really good job, and I'm excited to see what this one does.
Yeah. So, does this game? Oh, I'll let Headwound do it. He likes to do it instead.
Yeah. Well, the one also, I love the fact that they've left this as an open environment type of exploration. So, yes, there is a natural progression and a kind of leading through different areas. But if you miss something, don't sweat it. There's a way to get back to where you were, so that you can then rediscover and get all of those accomplishments that are available via, like, the Steam type of, getting all of this item throughout the entire
So you can always go back, which is freaking phenomenally nice. That's one thing that I that is about games, is you want to be able to get everything, collect everything, do everything, and when they put walls between, it's like, so I totally agree.
Yeah,
all right.
Definitely cool. Now, does the reboot and this franchise, does the reboot actually make sense?
I think the reboot looks great. I think it's going to be a top-notch game. I think it's going to be pretty rated high. Of course, there's not going to be any legs to it. It'll be played for a couple months. People go woo-woo, and it'll fade into the darkness, just like all these type of games do. But it's still going to be a good game. Yes.
Code?
I disagree. Like I said, I think this was what Tomb Raider needed. They needed games that gave context to Lara Croft, told her story, and created her as this character of her own right, not just a blank slate that you kind of input your own personality on. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be very successful.
Yep. Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, I do agree this can be successful. So yes, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I heard that we have some Fallout 4 news.
What's Fallout 4? I've never heard of that before.
What is this game?
What's Fallout
Nobody cares
4?
about this.
Go. Yeah. Oh, this is going. Okay, so what's the next topic? Like, we were going to talk about Tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywink.
Tiddlywinks. That's
Yeah,
what we were going to talk
yeah,
about.
that's
was
right.
Tiddlywinks.
That's what we're gonna
Yes.
No.
Let's hear about the Fallout 4 news. Come on. What's this
Fallout
game?
4 released on November 10th with, was it the largest selling initial release? Did
Well,
it actually
I know that it
pass
broke some
gold?
records
Did it actually
on
pass
Twitch.
GTA 4?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I know it broke some records on Twitch, but there's a specific record and a specific thing I want to note, and it's this right here. Go ahead, Code. Explain this right here. What's this all about? What the hell? What is this? Why does that say Pornhub? What the hell? You big troll?
I told you guys I'd be talking about porn. Okay, so first of all, to answer your question, Headwound, it did break several records by shipping 12 million copies on launch night.
Whoa.
And
Cha-ching.
yeah, right?
Right?
Representative of that, as you can see by the little infographic we have right over here, Pornhub, the most popular pornography site on the internet, reported a 10% drop in traffic coinciding with Fallout 4's launch. And if you actually look at the chart, this is based upon a 12-hour period, and you can see where their traffic kind of dips off, comes back up. Maybe people need a little bit of a break from getting racked out by super mutants or something, and then all of a sudden traffic crashes again when everybody gets home from work and so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, I actually think I heard some news that it was the largest single online game that was played via Steam ever.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
these are the things.
And it approached even to the point of, I think it was almost 500,000 of Steam members were actually playing this at the same point at one point.
Okay, so we know it's a popular game. Wah, 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 wah.
Why is this thing so popular?
Talk to us, Code. What's going on with this game?
Why is it so popular? I mean, realistically, in general gameplay, there's been a lot of improvements on the engine, but it's still very much Fallout 3. Now, I don't say that like a bad thing, because Fallout 3 is an immensely successful game. It's still played even now. And it actually combines some elements of Skyrim, specifically with the crafting systems and so on and so forth. And it's just, it really comes together as an excellent game. And it also comes together as a very challenging game. Even on the the lowest difficulty setting, it is hard. It is incredibly hard. As you can see in this picture over here, this picture right here is probably indicative of 80% of the play.
Okay.
You're happening along on your mission. Everything's good. You get in a fight. You back off of that fight after you finish it up to reload and refit and reorient yourself and turn around. And there's 3 super mutants. Gonna be a good fight.
Now, can you equate this to WoW terms for me? What the F is a super mutant? Are we talking purples? What are we talking here? What are these guys? Are these boss mobs? What the hell is a super mutant?
Not necessarily boss mobs, but definitely raid trash worthy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they will jack your day up if you are not prepared for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
They will ruin your semester. They will make your schooling bad, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
You will not be schooling. They will be schooling you. They are the
Oh yeah,
teachers, is what we're
especially
talking.
running into 1 or 2 of them is manageable. Running into 3 in a tight group, as you can see in this picture right here, is bad news bears.
Okay, so
now my question is, did you die?
Yeah.
Actually, I survived this one barely. I had no medical supplies left. I had a little sliver of health and nearly no ammo left.
Oh Jesus! So is this something you could run from if you wanted to, or is this something you have to go through? Yeah.
A hearty, it depends. It really depends on the mob type. Now, super mutants you can run from, and eventually you might, break free of them enough to fast travel out of there or something like that. Some mobs actually have like a burrowing capability, which is essentially a teleport. So you think you've gotten away, you turn around, they bust up out of the ground, and it's like, well, crap, it's on.
What?
So,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
snap.
That's scary.
That's
That
snap.
is scary.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that
So
sounds
now-
really cool. That sounds challenging and cool and stuff like that. So what's next on the agenda here?
Well,
Well-
actually,
No, we got another image here. Hold on.
oh, we got another image.
Yes.
Right.
Oh.
Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of this stuff. There's a Pip-Boy app out from Bethesda. It's on iOS and Android right now, and it was actually originally meant to be part of the Fallout Pip-Boy edition, which I'm sure everybody saw. It's the the Pip-Boy that fits on your arm and
The
stuff.
plastic
And
case, yeah.
right, and you open it up, and you can put your smartphone into it and use this app. Now, the cool thing about this app is it's not just another game. It integrates with Fallout 4. So everything that you do on the Pip-Boy app is actually as if you were interacting with your own Pip-Boy in the game. You can change inventory, you can swap weapons, you can, fire up a stim pack if you need to, check the map, do the radio, so on and so forth. It's an official Bethesda app, and it is officially integrated into the game. And
Nice.
honestly, I think it's
Installing
probably it's the coolest thing since sliced bread. It really
Oh
is.
yeah, dude, that's freaking cool, man.
That is definitely cool.
That's taking gaming to a lot of integration in real life integration with game integration. This is innovation, and I love it. That is an awesome feature.
It's
Bethesda,
definitely it's
take
definitely
my money,
something.
please.
Take
Yeah,
my
pretty
money,
much.
Bethesda. You'll want it.
It's definitely something that really helps out and adds something new to the game, because for example, during that fist fight I had with 3 super mutants, like, I had no choice. I'm sitting here jamming. I ain't got time to check my menu and go find a freaking stim pack. I had the app up. I just slapped the stim pack button, slammed the stim pack in me and kept going.
What?
So could
Yeah.
you have your
Wait,
wife
did
in
you just
control of
say
your
that you
stim
could
packs?
activate a stim pack from your phone to link to your game?
I'm telling you, this app
Oh
is
my
just
God.
like doing your Pip-Boy in the game. You can do a rat-away, you can do a stim pack, you can change your weapons mid-fight, you can change your armor mid-fight.
What?
Yes.
So basically,
Okay.
you could give that phone to your wife and say, "Hey, weapon change, bomb. Stim me,
Yeah.
baby, bomb. Get me drunk, baby, bomb. Blow job, baby, bomb. Da 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 da." Right? Is that?
New hat. Bing.
Or the wife can steal the phone, and all of a sudden you find yourself naked with your 10mm pistol and no ammo.
That is hilarious.
that is awesome.
amazing.
Yeah,
Wow. Very impressed. Very impressed.
very
That's-
impressed.
Now, Fallout 4, there's so much news going on. This is
Mhm.
going to be one of those games that is going to be lasting a very long time, in which will have a brilliant future.
Now, is there modding? Is there going to be modding to it and stuff? Is that something
There is
that...
actually already a graphics mod out on Steam, the Steam App Store,
Okay.
to go along with the game. There's already a graphics mod out, which honestly, I don't really know why you would want to do that. The game is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And for those of you who actually don't have a cutting-edge supercomputer gaming rig, believe it or not, medium graphic settings look the exact same as ultra. I've tried.
Oh,
They
really?
look, yes, they look the exact same. Maybe it renders objects a little bit closer and not necessarily as far out, or the shadows may not be as high definition, but I didn't notice a difference, except for the fact that my poor R9 270X wasn't smoking anymore.
it wasn't on fire.
It wasn't going.
Yeah.
that fan
Sorry
was...
about
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
well, that's good to know. That means that, a lot of us that have been thinking about actually getting the game, like myself, and haven't had the opportunity, can actually get the game and not have to worry about, like, is it going to look good? Do I have to go down to, like, the ultra low settings, the opposite of ultra, and run the game, and then it's going to be, like, pixelated and look weird, but it sounds like it's going to run just fine.
Yep,
Right.
it definitely does. Just one thing to keep in mind, it is a Bethesda game we're talking about. And I don't know at what point this became acceptable, but it is what it is. There are bugs in the game. And It's definitely something that I could speak at length to, but I'll just.
Are we
I'll
talking
save it
super
for
mutant
another time.
bugs where these big bugs come crawling at you and go, "Arr, arr, arr, eat
No,
things."
I'm talking like, oh my god, the game is broken bugs.
Oh, snap.
Now, didn't I hear a rumor, or I thought it was in another channel, and they said that there was a patch already released. Is that true?
I haven't seen any hot fixes go out yet. I'll double check though.
Yeah, I thought there was something, but maybe there's not. All right. Well, the next topic, which is something I'm actually pretty excited to actually talk about, or actually listen to the talk about, which is the Steam controller. I actually, at PAX, had the opportunity to see not only the Steam broadcast box, but also to play and hold and feel the Steam controller. Yeah. There you go. I've not had the opportunity to have it in, like, away from the booth, but we know somebody who does. Mr. Kodeten, what's it about?
Yeah, what is this code? Talk to us, brother.
The Steam controller. Now, I was maybe a little bit apprehensive in buying this, but I decided to go ahead and go with it because I'm a nerd and I like new technology. And I will say that I'm a nerd. The Steam controller itself is actually getting mixed reviews. And I honestly think the reason for that is not necessarily because it's a bad controller, but because it's a different controller. This thing basically throws out the paradigm that we've been dealing with for the past 10 plus years, and that's the symmetrical two joysticks, triggers, and 16 buttons or so, some number like that.
Craziness.
It's just it's what we've been used to, and it's what game companies have recognized to work, so it's what they've done. Steam set out to do something different. Between the Steam controller and the Steam Link that you were talking about, they're basically trying to take PC gaming and bring it to the living room. So, instead of being tied down to my desk, I can head downstairs, fire up the Steam Link, have my Steam going in big picture mode here on the computer, and I can play any game that I can access through
But
Steam.
can I do it on my TV? You said computer, but does that mean that I can take it downstairs and play it on my freaking 60-inch Vegas Super Duper Uber TV?
With the Steam Link, yes. Now, keep in mind, the Steam Link, this is the cheaper option. This is basically just, it's kind of like, Chromecast?
Yeah.
Okay, or like the Apple TV type of little devices. Yeah.
Very, very similar concept. Basically, your computer does the processing for the game. This box just allows your computer to broadcast to your TV. Okay. Now, there's another option out there. Alienware has actually picked it up, called Steam Machines, and this is actually a fully integrated what do they call it? Home entertainment PC or something like that.
It's take my money now PC is what it is.
Pretty much. It's a small console form factor PC with the Steam OS on it that's designed to basically integrate Steam entirely into your entertainment experience.
Yeah, and I have my own opinions about that. We'll have that discussion maybe again at another time, because that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, because it seems to me, I'm sorry, Code, it seems to me like there seems to be a trend here. It looks like we might be, they're trying to bring on a new distribution method to us, to where they're trying to get, they're still trying to cram consoles down our throats.
Well, I think what they're really trying to do is bridge the console and PC gaming generations. Trance, my wife, she's very much a console gamer. She loves her consoles and stuff like that. But lately, she's getting more and more into games that are on her Steam, which is one of the major reasons why I decided to go ahead and get the Steam Link, because I didn't, it's too easy to switch from Steam to another console or something like that and get the full gaming experience. Plus, it's just more comfortable than, sitting at a computer desk all day.
So you can sit on your couch and play and stuff, right? Go ahead, Code. I'm sorry.
Now, I see that the price was listed at $50 via Steam. If I spend $50 on this controller, do I have everything that I need to play?
Yes, absolutely. So the $50 package comes with the Steam controller. It comes with your little wireless integration puck and a extension cable, I guess, if you're gonna, if you have concerns with range. Because, for example, like me, my office is up here in the loft. My area that I'm going to be playing through the Steam Link is going to be downstairs. The wireless puck has to be plugged into your computer because it's basically a peripheral on your computer. So if I was concerned that the range wouldn't reach all the way upstairs, I could use that extension cable and kind of run it down the side to where the puck would be able to pick up the controller pretty easily.
But
I'm not sure of the exact range. I think it's Bluetooth, so probably 30 feet, but
there's a lot of people that have media PCs, and I can really see you just plugging that into a media PC that's already sitting downstairs by your TV.
right. You're absolutely right, and that works for a Steam machine, not the Steam Link.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So basically the reason behind doing this is because obviously when you're dealing with PC gaming, it's designed more for the keyboard and mouse environment. A controller is not necessarily going to equate well to that, especially when you're dealing with games like, I don't know, Civilization or something, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
So they did, instead of 2 thumbsticks, they did 1 thumbstick, as you can see in the picture right here. I don't know why I'm holding it up to the camera like a derp. But they did 1 thumbstick and 2 haptic response touchpads. Now, they also have a whole slew of buttons, as well as on the back side they have some wings, which the wings also act like buttons. So it's really
hold up your controller so we can see the back.
it's really a closer experience
Ooh.
to like the Xbox Elite controllers.
Ooh.
These little wings that you see are actually
Hello.
configurable, and then you
Okay.
have your triggers and bumpers up top.
Ooh. Okay.
Interesting. Now it
It's-
looks pretty fat in your hands. How is it actually? How does it
It's-
feel when you play?
It's really takes some getting used to, because you're used to the controller in that it's this kind of palm filling convex shape, but the Steam controller is actually a concave. If you can kind of see that,
Sure.
it curves in, and the reason for that is it basically gives you better ability to touch the entire surface area of the haptic touchpad. At least that's what they say. I think they could have easily pulled that off with a more conventional controller design, but it takes some getting used to. But honestly, after a little while, it works.
Does this work with, as far as configuring it and setting it up for games that you can play off of Steam? Difficult, easy. What is it like?
I'd say it's about as hit and miss as an Xbox controller playing Steam.
Okay.
It really, that's one of the disappointing things, but honestly, I think it's going to change very rapidly. I expected a little bit better integration coming from a Steam branded product for Steam on launch day, but let's face it, you're dealing with, game developers that are just using Steam as a platform. Steam is not a
It's not an Xbox. It's not a PS4.
Right. They
It's-
can't,
right.
they can't dictate what the games do. So
Right.
what Steam does is the controller is integrated through big picture mode. All of your configurations are done through big picture mode.
Okay.
And basically for each game, your computer can keep a file, and you can go into that game in big picture mode, do your controller configuration. You can change the right touchpad to either act like a trackpad or act like a stick. So instead of like with a touchpad, if I move from one side to the other, as soon as I reach the other, command input to the game stops. But if I tell it to act like a stick, if I move from one side to the other and hold on that other side, command continues until I release the touchpad. Does
Okay.
it make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't, and this is kind of a little bit off topic, but I really want to know, and what I'm concerned about, and I don't know if you touched on this and I just missed it, lag. I would expect that there would be a shit ton of input lag and stuff with this. Is there any, or is there anything
None at all.
noticeable? None at all.
None at all.
So I could be
Not that
doing
I've noticed.
I can be doing a jumping game, Super Mario Hose or whatever they call that game, and I can be jumping along, and it would be just fine. There would be no lag.
It is just as responsive as my wired controller that I used
Okay.
Oh, really?
previously.
All
Mhm.
right.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
So
That's
that is
amazing.
amazing.
Now, as far as game compatibility, what do you see as far as the games that people are going to play using this controller?
I see games that were more inclined to a mouse and keyboard, for example, RTS games or puzzle games or things of that nature. I see it definitely being a little more difficult. First-person shooters, it seems kind of like what this controller was kind of geared towards. It's it's there's a learning curve. It's different, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's definitely something that can be tweaked, and once you get the hang of it, it can be lethal. It really can, because I mean, it's the controller is there to bridge the gap between mouse and keyboard, and I think it does that very well. And if you get the hang of that haptic entry, instead of dealing with a stick and delay from moving left and right and so on and so forth, you've got that quick jerky responsiveness of a mouse. I think somebody who spent the time, figured this out, and knows how to be good with it is going to be a lethal competitor in any of the FPSs on Steam's
Wait a
library
minute.
right now.
Did you just say
That's
that you think somebody that's using a controller can be a competitor to somebody using keyboard and mouse?
Using this controller, I think so.
Wow, that's saying something. What I often now, considering that this is like the new controller on the block type of thing, I'm wondering if they're eventually going to come out with a haptic feedback type of function for this. So like having the vibration responses.
Well,
think it's
it doesn't have rumble functionality. So throwing a grenade, it's not going to rumble in your hands like you would maybe expect. That's one thing that I kind of miss. But at the same time, if I go ahead and pop off these back wings here, where the rumble motors would normally be is where your batteries are. Runs off of 2 AA batteries. So
there's absolutely So you think there is real estate to maybe adapt that type of feature in a future release?
With a slight redesign and maybe I know they probably did this to keep price down, but with a redesign and an integration of a rechargeable battery, I think so.
Okay.
See, now I would love to see that. That would really interest me as far as controllers. Also, being able to, play things without having to sit a keyboard and a mouse on some type of, leg stand,
Right,
whatever,
right,
in front of me in the living room.
Yeah,
like I said, it does very well for stuff
Yeah.
that I would absolutely need a keyboard for example, typing in a name or something like that. I mean, obviously, there's going to be those situations. I haven't seen any sort of integration to allow this to run as a keyboard. I will say that when I turn it on, and it actually can double for my input for the mouse. So I can use the touchpad to move the mouse around the screen, and then the triggers are right and left clicks. So there's that. One thing that I will mention that I didn't get on with Rumble. There's no, like I said, there's no Rumble feature, but there is haptic feedback. So
what is
when
haptic?
you're on
You keep on saying that word. What the hell is that? What is haptic?
When I'm on the touchpad and I'm moving, there's a small, tiny vibration motor in there that's actually giving me feedback to let me know it's accepting input, and it can increase or decrease based upon my input to it.
So if
that
I was
theoretically could turn around and become that Rumble feature. I mean, not
If
a full stick Rumble feature, but just like finger haptic feedback Rumble feature.
Mm-hmm. And
I was
it
going
absolutely
another
is. I
direction
mean,
with it.
there's no way I can represent it to you guys right now, but basically, when I'm sitting there playing the game, when I have Fallout 4, when I play the game and I'm running across the mouse pad trying to aim my gun and stuff like that, there's just that. It's a very slight rumble to it, almost like if you have a mouse that has a click wheel. It feels kind of like that.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We both reach for our mouses and clicker.
Exactly how Mike reached about. Like, how does this feel? Oh, I see.
That's again, it's kind of the same thing. Is I just love our generation. It's just all this new stuff and new ideas and people not sticking with the status quo and getting away from what stuff is being crammed down their throat. And
I love
something
science.
Yes, I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
geek.
And
I'm a geek.
and it's just incredible, and we are living in a blessed age, and I'm really happy with it. So
Yeah.
One last thing that I want to mention about this controller, for those of you still kind of on the fence about it, if you feel like I mean, the configuration for it is extremely robust. I can tell the gamepad or the touchpad, how to act, either be a mouse or be a stick, what sensitivity, what kind of feedback you're going to give me, so on and so forth. If that intimidates you, that's fine, because in big picture mode, when you're running through your configuration file, you can actually go into a Steam store style setup and download public configuration files that your fellow players have built up. That's actually what I did for Fallout 4, because I looked at it and was like, there ain't no way I'm going to figure this all out in the time I have.
Yeah, I was wondering about that also. Like, do I really want to go through and configure every freaking game that I have?
There it is. It is so easy, because literally you just pop in there, you're in configuration, and it's like check configuration store. You press a button, you scroll through the list. This one looks good. Hit it. It shows you the configuration. If it's all good, save. Go to your game, man.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. So then, can you, like, if you need to figure out keys and stuff, I'm assuming that you can just pop over to another screen to figure out what your keys are in reference back and forth for those of us who don't remember.
Right.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, I haven't. I think they need to be a little more simple about bringing up the Steam overlay. It has the Steam key right here in the center. The thing of it is you have to press that key and another one, and I think it's a start key or something to bring up the overlay. I would like it to be kind of like an Xbox home screen. You hit it, it brings up the overlay, and then from that overlay, you can check your configuration, adjust settings, so on and so forth.
Or even set it to a long press.
Yeah.
So that way, if you accidentally press it while you're doing all the controls, the window doesn't pop up. You have to long press it to do it.
Right.
Anyways, so Steam controller code, does it make sense?
I think it does. I think it's going to be a step in the right direction to bridge PC gaming into the living room. And, I think people really just need to give it a chance. Like I said, it's got mixed reviews, and it seems like it's really polarizing. You either love it or hate it. And I think people really need to just understand that it's not bad, it's different.
And Chaos, the man with the opinion. What is your opinion
honestly, it's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's just another gimmick. It's, and I know that we're trying to get away from this, what's the word, the paradigm of the whole console and PC. The fact of the matter is, it's just another gimmick. It's just another way to try to sell more product to stuff that's really not needed. I've got my PC. If I want to play games on my PC, I'll play games on my PC. If I've got computer, I've got stuff I'll play on that. I'm not really I love Steam for the stuff that it supplies me and stuff like that, but the fact of the matter is I personally am just not a big Steam player. But like I said, I don't think it makes any sense. All of this stuff that Alienware is coming out with and all this stuff that they're coming out with, they're just searching for products to sell people. Some of the stuff that I've seen through not Alienware, but Razer, some of the stuff I've seen through Razer, I'm just going, who would buy that? Okay, and I'm just, who
would buy Razer anyway?
Exactly, who would buy Razer anyway? But no, I love Razer, but anyway, I'm gonna have to say that no, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't much care for it. I probably will not purchase it, and it makes literally no sense.
I'm on the fence with this one. For the one hand, I see that it is a controller. A controller for $50. It does a lot of good things as being a controller. But if it can bridge the gap between just being a Steam controller and being usable on other platforms, I would say absolutely, totally 100% worth it. As it is right now, the way it stands with the price and the value that you get in return, it's a very difficult purchase to make. It's a very difficult purchase to make. So for myself, no. It doesn't make as much sense as I would like it to. I would like it to make more sense, but it doesn't. So, all right, on to the next thing. So what do we have next, Chaos?
Well, there has actually been kind of even more so than what I'm adding. I've found some other information on Star Wars, and there's been like a plethora of information that has been coming up overall about Star Wars in just some unconventional places, okay? Entertainment, a lot of our pictures are going to be taken from Entertainment Weekly, I think it's called. We'll give credit to them. Other pictures, a lot of my information I'm getting from a guy that I watch quite religiously called Emergency Awesome. If I can get a link to him, I didn't prepare that or whatever, but I've been watching Emergency Awesome, and this is where I've been getting a lot of my information. I don't give shit's tits about spoilers. I don't care about them, and if you guys do, I'm sorry, I don't care about spoilers. I want to know everything I can know, because I know for a fact it's not going to change the story for me. A perfect example of this is, we knew how episode 3 was going to end, okay? It was spoiled, okay? It was spoiled, and it was still a damn good freaking movie, okay? We knew how it was going to end, okay? That's one of my examples of this. So what we've got first is a picture of... This is, in all intents and purposes, people would call her...
Princess Leia!
It's not Princess Leia!
Princess Leia! No, shush.
So
It
apparently
Princess Leia
only...
for life. Princess Leia for life.
Apparently, only one person in the movie gets away with calling her Princess Leia once, and it's her husband, from what we understand. She is not Princess Leia. The reason that she's not Princess Leia is that it's Princess Leia Organa of Alderaan, and Alderaan does not exist anymore, okay? So she can't be a princess of something that doesn't exist anymore. So she's actually known as General Leia. I wouldn't think that she would be known as General Solo, or Princess, or sorry, here, I even did it, or General, but she's known as General. I believe General Leia, and she is in charge of what's now known as the Resistance, is what they're calling this movement, and the Resistance is going to be against the First Order. So I just wanted to note this. There's another note here that when you see this scene and you look at it, there's going to be a little girl that's at this table, and the little blonde girl that's kind of from where General Leia is standing. There's a girl off to her left, and that's actually her real life daughter. Is in this scene also, and I didn't bring up this picture, okay? But this is another picture that we get of General Leia that is different from the one where she is hugging Han Solo in the scene that we've already seen in the trailers.
The trailer video, yeah.
Exactly. So the next picture that I want to talk about is I don't know the difference between antagonist and protagonist, and I will try to figure that out one day. But what we got here is we've got a guy named Finn. That's the guy that's in the Stormtrooper outfit. And yes, he is a Stormtrooper, okay? It's fact, he's a Stormtrooper. Here, this is also known, the guy who's with him is Poe Dameron, okay? And we don't really know the relationship here, but we see that Poe, there's a couple of key points here. Poe has a pair of handcuffs on, and Poe is wearing a specific leather jacket. And this leather jacket is a bone of a lot of contention, not contention, but it's just some noted things. So here we've got, this is obviously in a First Order thing, and what a lot of people are conjecturing is that Finn is helping Poe escape, okay? But the interesting thing is the next picture, which is kind of...
Let's stay with this one first.
Go ahead, go back.
Let's go back to that, to that picture. Now, I'm going to throw a little twist in here.
Okay.
What if Finn is more of a covert agent?
Do you think he's an Imperial spy?
A rebel spy.
Okay.
Which actually leads into a very interesting, if you saw, I think it was the second trailer, you see Finn's, let's see, whatever it's called.
We know he's not.
It gets damaged and then it falls to the planet.
Mm-hmm. We know that he's not, because he mentions that, and through interviews and stuff like that, he mentions that he has been taught that Luke Skywalker is the person that is responsible for destroying the benevolent Empire. Okay, he is a stormtrooper.
Okay.
He has no history. It's him in that X-Wing. It's him in the X-Wing shooting a bunch of dudes of the First Order. That's Finn. Okay. And so the interesting thing, like I said, is the next picture. This is a thing that, I just want to note, and everybody else is noting, is if we can go to the next picture. I'm waiting for the next picture to come. There we go. This is kind of opposite. We've got Poe Dameron here. Okay, obviously in pilot gear, getting ready to go on a fight. We've got Finn wearing said leather jacket. So, what's up with this leather jacket? How did it trade sides, you know, what happened? You know, maybe it's Poe that's in the X-Wing because he's a pilot. We don't know. You know, maybe that's how he snuck in and he gave Finn the jacket and stuff to change. We don't know. But this is a
the way they set this up, and if they're portraying the trailer as a timeline event in sequence, then obviously he has changed sides from being
a first order,
one of the stormtroopers,
right,
into being a rebel within the rebel crew. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? So this is just a little thing that you want to look at and stuff. Now, this last picture that we're going to be looking at here, this is a key picture. This is obviously a pivotal moment within the movie, and we know that this is a pivotal moment in the movie because we were first teased with this scene, and I'm talking the overall scene. We were first teased.
We've seen this in previous trailers,
right?
But there was only
there's only first we started with just Kylo Ren. We know this guy's name is Kylo Ren.
Yes.
We know that he's force sensitive. We know that he created this lightsaber. We know that he has some type of unnatural sexual affection towards Darth Vader's helmet. We don't know what that is, but whatever. You know.
Wait a minute. How did you? Is this like your own? Is this something that
the sex part was my own? I had to embellish it with a little bit of sex. Come on now.
God.
So we're going back to the Pornhub statistic.
Yes,
and,
exactly. We're going back to the Pornhub statistic.
So,
anyway, so we first started the trailer with Kylo here, just with his lightsaber, his ghetto saber. We're gonna call it ghetto saber because really, ultimately, it's a ghetto saber. Okay, Homeboy wasn't
Reddit
taught.
went crazy with that thing.
Right? So it's a ghetto saber. Then we definitely get Finn in this scene with Kylo, where he is holding the blue lightsaber. We believe that the blue lightsaber is actually Anakin's lightsaber, okay? Is what people are starting to think. The blue lightsaber is Anakin's lightsaber, not Luke's lightsaber that is lost on Cloud City. Okay, that actually plays a role in the movie also from what I'm understanding. But anyway, so Finn is given the lightsaber. You gotta remember though, Homeboy Finn, okay, ain't got nothing. He came from being a stormtrooper that I'm holding a lightsaber. Okay, you know, deadly, you cut something off with that thing.
There's a reason why the Jedi were the only people that were allowed to have these.
Exactly. So the key point is...
I cut off your leg. Sorry about that.
My bad! Anyway.
My bad.
The key point...
It's kind of a self-correcting problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. It's kind of like, what's the... survival of the fittest or whatever.
No.
Natural selection.
Natural selection, exactly.
There
So the key point that I'm trying to get at this specific picture is this is the first picture that has been released that confirms that Rey is in this battle also. She is in this scene also. Okay? I predict, this is my prediction, my first prediction. Somebody dies here. Somebody gonna die. Somebody gonna die, and it's not necessarily gonna be one of these three. My prediction is Chewie's around here somewhere too. My prediction is Chewie's. Yeah, Chewie's around here.
Chewie is the Daryl Dixon of the Star Wars.
Oh, dude!
If Chewie dies, we riot.
Dude,
Yeah,
Chewie's gonna die.
Right.
Money dictates.
Injured. He could be at death's door. You know, that's fine. But no, he ain't gonna die.
Dude. Not only is Chewie gonna die, Han Solo's gonna die too. That's my money.
Will murder your soul.
What the hell have you been smoking?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Some.
Listen,
What
I
the
wish I had the
hell
picture to show you guys. There is somebody that Rey is crying over. Okay, there is somebody that Rey is crying over that is suspiciously furry. Okay, now I can be a little bit furry, but not that furry. All right, there is somebody that is suspiciously furry that she is crying over, and also there is the scene where General Leia is obviously consoling Han about something. We also know that Chewie definitely gets injured somewhere along the lines because when he puts his hands up, you can see that he's got a Band-Aid on his arm. So
maybe that's maybe it's like what we talked about. Maybe it's he gets injured but he comes back and
Well, the thing is there's something that has to polarize things. There has to be something major that has to polarize things. Okay, the thing that was major that polarized things was they blew up a freaking planet in the first movie. Okay, you got to know that this first movie is going to be dark. It is going to go to a place that we're not going to like. It's going to piss us off. And that's my predictions on this movie, is that somebody's going to die.
You make me angry.
I know. So this movie's going to piss you off. It's going to make you root. There has to be a reason that you hate the First Order. They have to, besides the fact that they're the first freaking order. Okay, there's a reason to hate them, but you have to rebuild in the current generation a reason to hate the First Order. They're obviously.
You know what? Let me flip this on you. I don't think it's going to take us to a bad portion. I think we're going to, we're going to hate the First Order because they're going to pull their Super Star Destroyer in and blow up Naboo. No more Gungans.
No, dude, they're not going to blow up Naboo. They're going to blow up a fucking star. And plus, we would be happy with them if they did that. Come on, we want them to blow up the freaking Gungans, right? Okay, I'm all for that.
You know what? Come on. I've actually really enjoyed the introduction of these quirky characters. Originally they had the Ewoks, and people were like, "Oh my God, look at that!
It's a freaking little bear thing, right?"
But you know what? I love the Ewoks, and I love the Gungans. It just call me weird,
Well, I'll tell you what. It's been debated and being debated that in all actuality that Jar Jar Binks is actually a Sith Lord. And that if he is
what? No wonder they're losing.
That Jar Jar Binks is actually a Sith Lord, and that his
you know
method...
what?
I need a drink. I need a drink.
Somebody go get this guy drug tested.
Oh my God!
I did not come up with this, man. I'm telling you, people think that Jar Jar is a Sith Lord, and that his abilities are like the drunken kung fu. That is his style, is the drunken freaking force style. The way, I mean, look at some of the shots Homeboy is pulled off. Look at the one where he lands on his face and the freaking blaster comes over and just wounds a frick.
That's true.
I mean, Homeboy got some moves, all right?
Has he held a lightsaber and actually used it? No.
He voted for the decline and the dismantling of the Democratic freaking leadership. He is the one that voted in the Empire. He was the vote. He was the pivotal vote. He's the one who stood up and said, "Yes, we should go with the Empire." He did. You can't. It's. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
The homeboy said,
"Not wrong.
I got this."
It's official.
It's official. Jar Jar Binks is a Sith.
He is the painfully white character of the entire freaking series.
Yeah.
Oh
so,
God.
guys, I am so psyched for this freaking movie. I want this movie to come out yesterday. I want to do. There's a couple things I want to note. Okay. First of all, Headwind, I believe, brought this to me about that Star Wars is actually opting out of all award ceremonies.
This
correct?
was huge.
Yeah.
This was huge. Even though, the awards that they give out can actually increase sales and all future promotions and things of that sort, and and get the word of mouth out. The people behind Star Wars have actually opted out of the majority of the major awards because they don't want anybody to have any access to anything besides what they are willing to give out.
Exactly. Yes. Which I highly respect them for that. The thing is that as far as I'm concerned with this movie, you could even have well, I don't know. I'm just saying that this movie is gonna be one of the biggest blockbusters ever. We have already bought our tickets. We have our tickets for a 2 a.m. showing. Me, Mr. Broyo, and Dark Jedi Brad, people from my channel. We are going on it's on the 17th, but we're going at 2 a.m. in the morning on the 17th is when we're going. There's something else that I wanted to really note, and there's something that our world misses is a lot of times, and that's compassion. That's pure compassion at the corporate level, understanding
yeah.
that
Yeah.
compassion is part of what corporations should embrace. So there was a gentleman that was a huge Star Wars fan, a gigantic Star Wars fan, with terminal cancer, and homeboy only had a couple weeks to live, and his dying wish was to see this movie. They facilitated that wish. He got to see the movie, and
Wow.
sad to say, he passed 2 weeks later.
Oh wow.
So,
Wow.
you know, that tells you
The
what type
only
of
person besides the crew, the producers and the editing crew who have seen it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. And
So-
I'm really actually, I'm extremely impressed. A movie of this caliber, not to have like copied or released content out anywhere.
Mhm.
They have locked the gates,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Yeah, I love it
that.
too. And I think it sends a very strong message. I think it sends a huge, strong message out there that, listen, yeah, your awards are nice and everything, but ultimately, our security and we don't trust you. Go F yourselves. We're
The
keeping our shit to
storyline,
ourselves. Yeah, the storyline
everything.
is, yes. Yeah,
Can't release it.
Yeah, can't release it and stuff, and I think it's awesome. And I applaud them 100% for this. So,
Yeah, definitely.
you know, I'm going to have to do it because, well, this is my segment. So, Code 10! Does it make literally no sense?
The movie or the
Or does
Just
it make any sense?
everything. Just everything.
I'm in.
Take
I'm
my
going to be
money!
there. I'm going to watch it. Look, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars from the original, not the remastered. No, I watched the original, and I loved it from there. So, I mean,
You do know that Headwound and I were alive when the original came out, and we actually saw it in theaters.
Yep.
well, okay, but
Trump!
no, I didn't see it in the theater, but you know, I did watch the originals before they got remastered. I watched the remaster. I watched episodes 1, 2, and 3. I watched Family Guy edition. I am a Star Wars nerd,
Yes.
and I am super excited for this. This is crazy.
This is going to be huge.
They got a lot. They got a lot that they have to step up to. But I think they could pull it off.
Yep. Headwound,
Yeah, I
what's
think,
your feeling?
as far as I'm concerned, I think this makes total sense, but it's a very risky thing for them to do. They're relying on the brand name alone to lead this into what they're hoping it will be, and I think they're pulling it off.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
with the little trailers that they're handing out and the little snippets of information, I think it's perfectly paced. I think they're giving us. I think they're. I'm going to predict it right now. We are going to see another trailer.
No,
before
we're not.
the actual show.
No, we're not. They've already said that they are done sending out trailers.
Okay, well, fine. I still predict that they're going to do another trailer.
What
If
I'm
they
gonna
do,
predict-
then I'm right.
I have another prediction. This will be the biggest movie of our time. Hands down. This is going to be the biggest movie of our time.
Yeah.
This is going
Sales that
to,
we currently had.
yeah,
Absolutely.
this is going to completely destroy all movies up till now. This is going to put them all in the back pocket. Oh, what do you think?
Of the Star Wars?
No, I'm talking overall. This is going to be the biggest movie release ever.
Yeah.
Ever. What
I
do
don't
you
know.
think?
I think it's going to be competitive. I don't think it's going to be like the greatest thing, and that's primarily because this current generation, you know, for whatever reason, we aren't necessarily as tied in to Star Wars as before, as the original episodes, you know, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. You know, because I think a lot of the stuff that we've seen is this generation seen 1, 2, and 3, and then maybe gone back and seen 4, 5, and 6, or they just got, they didn't like 1, 2, and 3, or 2, or any, and so on and so forth. I don't think it's going to just completely blow everything out of the water. It's going to be very competitive. It's going to be very good, I hope. But I don't think it's going to be that crazy.
Yeah. Okay. It is.
Currently,
It's sold
I just
out.
looked it up. The current all-time box office USA record is from. Guess which movie?
It's not Titanic anymore, is it? Is it Titanic?
You are correct in that.
Yes.
It's not Titanic.
Oh, it's not Titanic. Okay.
It's not Titanic.
It has to be something after Titanic, and it's not Mockingjay. It's not any of the Hunger Games stuff.
Mockingjade's not. They're not even.
Oh God,
close.
what was it?
I'm just gonna go ahead and spit it out.
Go.
It was Avatar.
Oh, that's right, Avatar. Yes.
Avatar
Yeah.
with $760 million in box office sales, which is crazy. Do we think that this
Yes.
this one of Star Wars is actually going to surpass that 760 million?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's a month
I don't
out,
know.
and it's sold out.
Yes.
We are a month away from the movie, and you can't buy tickets in my state to see it. It's sold out.
I know.
Okay, a month away from the movie, it's sold out. The best tickets we were able to get 5 weeks out, or 4 or 6 weeks out. The best tickets we were able to get was 2 a.m. tickets. Okay, the movie sold out. I'm saying you're going to see a record broken. This is going to be the biggest release ever of a movie. Boom. As much as I love Avatar, as much as I love Avatar. So, sir, head wound, wrap us up.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, everybody. That is going to wrap up our second episode of Literally No Sense. I am a Head Wound. This is
Kodeten.
and my bro down below.
Chaos! Hug!
We are out of here. See you next week for some more great content and more great fun. We'll see you next time.
Later, everybody. Thank you very much for coming to the show. You guys are awesome. Bye! Push the button. I'll do it. I got it.
Put the button.
Push the button. I got it.
The button.